Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast. I'm your host, A. Boingo Writer, and with me, as always, in the bullpen,
representing the Welcome to the Club of Bad Adaptations competition, the Vacuuminator is here.
Oh no, did something happen? Oh no, did something happen?
I'm just gonna say, I might have gotten quite a few flashbacks to a little show that was on the CW this past Wednesday.
Oh, buddy. Oh no.
Are we gonna argue? Is that about to happen?
We might.
Yeah!
We might have an argument. Also, Buster's in the in our voice chat, but they're just kind of hanging out. So they might pop in every once in a while. They might just disappear at any given time. They're not really part of the podcast right now. They're just hanging.
That's their Buster way. Much like Naruto's ninja way. That is their content creator way.
Okay. So, Ms.Marvel, episode 6.
I didn't like it. I thought it was bad. I thought it was really bad, and it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for the whole rest of the show.
What part was bad?
Kind of all of it in different ways.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like, okay, the biggest overall issue I can say, also hi to Ray Day Sunny in the chat. It feels like it's really interesting because I also watched Stranger Things season 4 this week, and I made a little thread about that. I don't need to go into specifics, but like I was talking about how like that show felt really bloated. Like there was just a ton that they tried to squeeze in that didn't really need to be there. This feels gutted. It feels like we skipped an episode or an episode and a half worth of development to get us to a point where you could have a finale like this. Like a lot of stuff, it's not like it was not done at all. It's not like they didn't establish any of the stuff that happens here, but it's like you needed one or two more beats to make it believable that this is the finale we get.
Okay. I think they did enough to set up the majority of it. There are little elements that I appreciate throughout. I can understand why you would come to this opinion, though. And I don't disagree with it. The way I kind of see it is, like, they served us the same meal, you were hungrier, and I was satiated.
I think that has a lot to do with our proximities to the character.
Yeah. Because, like, I like Ms.Marvel, but it's always been, I've always read her on, like, team books and, like, little bits and bobs here. So.
And I think it's also interesting just because, like, I think you're more accepting of the MCU formula with everything, whereas I'm like, this is my thing. You don't fuck with my thing. Yeah. And, I don't think you have that at all, which is very interesting for somebody with nerdy interests, I gotta say, because like we just did the Moon Knight show, and like we both enjoyed the Moon Knight show a lot, but like everyone else I watch who reviews the Moon Knight show and knows comics is like, this wasn't a Moon Knight show. This was a show called Moon Knight that did a bunch of non-Moon Knight things.
It depends on how you're. Oh Jesus, your video keeps popping in and out, but don't worry, it's fine. Your visual, your scene. It's just every once in a while it pops in. A little rush, like planting a tree 2 episodes ago, and it's fully grown here. More like, I would say, the way I see it is like there is character interaction that skips a lot. It needed an episode for that to breathe when we only got one scene.
Like, Zoe just suddenly coming and helping the main cast. It's not unprecedented. There were seeds planted for that in, like, the first and second episodes. But then we completely ignored her for the rest of the show to do all the shit with the clandestines and going to Kamala's home country. And it's like, okay, I would have been fine with either, but you're trying to have it both ways, and as is, both feel underdeveloped.
I'm also looking at this as like, we're getting a second season. We're gonna get more of this and dive deeper into them.
Yeah.
In any regards, but what we did see was fun. It wasn't bad. It was fun.
Also, just like it's again, I hate what they've done with damage control. But like in this episode especially, it's weird that like the one lady is there and the other guy just keeps calling in from the office. It's like, could you not get the actors on the same day?
This is like what I would say is probably the first major Disney Plus show, other than like Falcon and Winter Soldier, but they worked around it really, really well, that feels very impacted by COVID.
Yeah. And it also feels a little like, it's weird for me to say this about Ms.Marvel, who should feel like a very speaking to what kids are into and thinking about character. It feels a little tone deaf and insensitive, especially with that whole trying to get them out of the school sequence. Like, I don't want to get too political here, but like, given current events and the fact that those kind of events have been going on for a lot longer than this year and a lot longer than this show's production or even this character's existence, it feels really insensitive that they put that sequence in there. And they tried to make it feel light and fun like a friggin' Home Alone third act.
Yeah, it is a tonal dissonance, and I do agree that was a little... I think the fact that they were focused on non-lethal things, and they show, oh, they're using the sonic guns, helps a little bit. It's not good. It's not good. I will say this.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately, like the way they were trying to frame it is like the guy who stayed at the office is like more trying to keep in touch with what damage control is supposed to be. And the white woman is meant to be like people who would abuse any form of power to get what they want, kind of thing, what they believe is right, Karen-y kind of situation, which isn't a bad idea, but it wasn't developed in any way. Again,
those are two more characters that really needed more screen time for us to understand what was going on with that.
I don't think the show is a bad show. I think this is a B- show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really helped by character. It's really helped by the actress for Ms.Marvel, the actress for her mom, Bruno, a bunch of other characters. The dad.
I felt so bad for the dad's actor, because it's like, he got very little to do in the show. And the big thing he gets in this episode, they like butcher 4 of his speeches from the comics together and try and make them all flow. And it's like, his acting is really good. He's selling those lines like crazy. But it's just like, that's supposed to... What? Huh? That was like 4 arcs late. What? Okay. All right, I guess you got it all in there.
Since I don't understand that context, it was just more of like, oh, this is the simple hero speech of like, hey, I believe in you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, I like the way she found her name, Ms.Marvel. It wasn't directly responsible for Carol. It was more of like, oh, there's something I have in common with Carol Danvers. That's fun, and she uses it. That's neat. I don't know if that's how it is in the comics.
I think it's literally just like, oh, Carol's not going by Ms.Marvel anymore, and I want to be like Carol, so I'm just going to start calling myself Ms.Marvel. And then Carol hears about that, and that's how they meet, because she's like, so you're Ms.Marvel. What the hell's up with you? Let's talk.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much, it was okay. It was solid. I thought it was more solid than Vac. I say it's like a B-. I don't know what your grade would be.
D-.
D-?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we just gotta fucking talk about the other shit. Okay. This is 100% complete spoilers. Band-Aids ripped off everything.
Fuck this choice.
Why is Heinz Saban credited in the? I can never escape this bit. Okay.
Because that's the most iconic goddamn theme for the X-Men. And they are basically doing what everyone has said Ms.Marvel should have been from the beginning.
And apparently, according to Saladin Ahmad, because I didn't know about this, I thought Saladin Ahmad just took over the book after G. Will Wilson. Apparently, he was also one of the original creators. He said on Twitter this week, like, yeah, no, we were originally planning for her to be a mutant, and then Marvel told us push Inhumans.
I mean, that makes sense. But, like, the only thing I can really comment on is I'm so tired. This is the second time they've played the X-Men theme this year in the MCU.
And and it's probably going to stick around. It's going to be like
they're going to readapt it. It's the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's that old Spider-Man song.
Imagine if they played that before any, like, Peter Parker showed up, you know?
Buddy, okay, let me tell you this. They are doing this.
Have you seen Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah, they do it all the time. But also, here's the thing. The reason they're using the X-Men theme to make people associate mutants and X-Men, not with the Fox movies, but with the good 90s cartoon.
Hey, fuck you. Some of the Fox movies are good.
I'm not saying the Fox movies... Marvel is trying to distance themselves from that brand.
I know.
But like,
I know.
I get it. It's like the most iconic, but it just feels funny to me. Just like we have not seen a single claw, a single weather, a single laser beam. Okay, maybe we've seen laser beams, but like...
Also, let's talk about the fucking actual thing that happened here and stop talking about other X-Men shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All right. I already went over the context. I get that that's what they originally planned her to be. And, like, that's kind of fine. But here's the thing. I don't have any stake in mutant or Inhuman. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't think of Kamala as an Inhuman. I think of her as her own fucking character. So I don't see why we have to put her in a different bubble. Why it can't just be, oh, she gets her powers because she's descended from extra-dimensional people. Like, I'd be fine with accepting that. Why do we have to throw in mutant on top of it just because we want to tell people, like, hey, we're going to announce who's playing Wolverine soon?
All right. Actually, I have an opposite problem that you have, Zach.
Okay.
So, like, my thing is, this should have been revealed in the first episode. I don't like this. I don't like that they basically made this like very stereotypical Jin plot, which is basically the reason I've not been appearing on these podcasts. I just hated that plot so much. I'm just like, this is a bad choice. I hate that they made this like a finale twist instead of building the show around it, because like even so, like, okay, it's not like insensitive, but it's also now like most of the show's insensitive, but ultimately the characters, it's just like...
I feel like I would have really loved this show if they had just stuck to what the first episode was. Just a really fun, charming, street-level teenage comedy with superpowers.
Yeah, and like maybe you can just like announce the mutant thing, but like just like you should have done it way earlier instead of just making this whole Jin plot line. I really that's my whole like beef with it. Like,
they're not Jin, they're clandestine, dude.
I don't care. It's just
but Boingo, they're saying that Jin are based off of the clandestine in an ancient aliens way.
Yeah, that's true for every fucking religious thing in Marvel.
Yeah, but it still feels weird to like associate that with the first Muslim character. You know,
yeah, and that's what if I can kind of interpret for you, Buster. I think what you're saying is that like it's one thing for that to be with a dead religion, but to do that with an active religion that you're a part of, it stings a little bit.
Yeah,
dude, they've done. Let me just say this: every religion's like that in Marvel Comics. Jesus was a mutant. Like, they don't...
Mutants have to do anything with Christianity?
What I'm saying is... Buddy, come on. You know what I'm saying.
I get it. I don't have to like it. It just feels...
But it's also, like, they are reinterpreting a concept from Marvel Comics that did use the Jinn. And they were like, alright, let's actually try and put not white people in this. Because that's what it was in the comics. There were just a bunch of white people.
Like,
they're a bit confused, but they got the spirit.
Yeah, but
that's as far as I'm willing to go in our direction.
Yeah, just it's fine. I get it, but just I don't know. It's a bit annoying, and I don't like the choice. Yeah, but like really, like
Well,
it just
Ray
seems
is
that they
totally
made.
confused because they haven't watched most of the episodes.
Yeah, like I just hate that they made it like this like kind of obsession of making everything like these big finale twists to get instead of just like you could have just done this like in episode 3 or something. Or
Here's the
episode 1
thing.
even.
No, they couldn't.
That is
could
the
not have
MCU
pulled the
format, though.
No. They could not have pulled the mutant thing any earlier, because if they did, we would not be talking about Ms. Marvel. Everyone would be talking about the X-Men.
Everybody would be asking, so is Professor X going to show up in the post-credit scene instead of Carol Danvers?
No one would be talking about the show.
Well, who cares? It makes for a better story.
No, it doesn't. If people aren't paying attention to the story, it makes the story worse.
Well, that's their fault.
Yeah, that is people's
like,
fault.
overall,
So they purposely structured the story to avoid it.
Yeah, but then you have to be stereotypical with it. Okay, I'm done arguing about this, but I don't like the choice, and I feel like this was the wrong place to announce the mutant. I'm fine with her being a mutant. I don't like when they announced it.
Here's the thing: they didn't even announce it. They just said like, "Oh, you got a weird mutation,"
You
and
put
then
the X-Men.
Like the song.
And then she directly said, "Whatever, it's just another label."
I guess I don't know. Just
But they're telling us it's supposed to be a big deal by playing that song, Bongo. It's the fucking Last Jedi thing. You're trying to have it both ways by telling us one thing and then thematically showing us other shit.
I don't know. Here's the thing. What is the major thematic elements of the mutants?
oppression.
Societal mistrust, oppression, trying to find your place in the world. What is a major theme of Ms. Marvel?
Yeah, that.
Yes, I get your
No,
argument.
I'm okay with the mutant. I just don't like what they did beforehand. I just don't like that they made that a twist.
It's not even.
It's not really a twist. It's a reveal and a twist aren't necessarily the same thing.
Okay, the reveal. Okay. I wish they did this earlier, so I could have been more okay with.
I wish they had done it in an X-Men thing. I wish there had been an X-Men movie where Ms. Marvel showed up for a few minutes. They checked her out and they were like, "Did you know you're a mutant?" And she's like, "What the fuck ever."
That would have been a funny post-credit scene.
Because that's a thing that happens in comics sometimes. Is a character will have powers, and then the X-Men will encounter them and be like, "Dog, you a mutant? I don't know. Can we? Do you want to fucking take me to your science lab? Let's figure it out."
AKA the first plot line of every Spider-Man X-Men crossover.
Yeah.
True. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say.
But we're not done because Disney decided, hey, we're just gonna make every fan theory canon. Because that bangle isn't just a bangle, it's a nega band.
What's a band?
Okay.
When did they say that?
At the very end in the post-credit scene.
Oh God! I thought they were gonna explain that in the Marvels. I didn't realize that's what that was.
Okay, Buster, real quick. A negaband is it's a tool in the Marvel universe. It's two bands, one that goes on each arm, more often than not.
And they're worn by the original Captain Marvel and Rick Jones.
Yeah, basically, you clang them together, you switch places. That was actual Carol Danvers in Ms. Marvel's room. Kamala's now in the middle of space somewhere.
Yeah. And that might be the plot of the movie, at least the first half, is just Carol meets up with Monica and she's like, "I need you to help me go find this kid."
Oh.
But that was also another major theory of what the bracelet was before the show started.
That would have been better.
I didn't.
But here's the thing. That's what it is.
Well, that would have been better instead of like building this. I don't know. I just don't like the lore they build around it.
I think they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. There's like 1,000,000,001 subplots and different little tweaks and things thrown in to the character in this story that is this season, and it feels like you should have just picked one or two and fleshed those out more. That's my problem with the show.
And also not pick the most stereotypical one to base most of the backstory on, but that's
Buddy, stereotype is part of, like, everything, bud.
I don't care. That doesn't mean I have to accept it, or I have to, like, you know...
Buddy, you mean the Irish superhero who has a screaming voice is called Banshee?
Next.
No, but I'm
Can we talk about Morbius?
No.
Oh.
Boingo, right now you kind of sound like my mom telling me the fact that the Super Mario Brothers Super Show is racist towards Italian is fine. Italians are jackasses.
No, here's the thing. I think there's a difference between being malicious and trying to be genuine. And they looked at a thing that was malicious in the comics and were like, how can we try and fix it? Did they succeed? No. They tried. There was a genuine attempt, and I think that's the difference.
That doesn't mean they should have done it, but whatever.
No. Just because they attempted doesn't mean they succeeded.
Yeah. There, I'm fine. I guess I appreciate... I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a complicated thing. Can we just move on to the funny?
I have one other thing I want to say about this episode, which is the scene where she figures out her powers and name drops in Biggins. That's meant to make comic people really excited, and then the townspeople rush to her defense. I thought all that was really cringe, because it felt like there should have been another episode of fleshing those characters out.
Again, I can see the production problems, and I can forgive those.
Also, the TikTok videos gave me a headache, but that's besides the point.
Why were you on TikTok?
Because
there's a sequence with a bunch of TikTok videos in this episode.
Okay, I thought you were on TikTok.
No,
I was like, that's the last thing I expect you to do.
Boingo, I'm a 25-year-old millennial. I'm never going to use TikTok.
Buddy, I'm older than you, and I use TikTok every once in a while.
Yeah, I know. That's
social media.
That's because you're the modular media equivalent of Steve Buscemi.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
No,
how do you do, fellow kids?
Which has now become a fellow kids thing.
Yeah.
Funny how it eats its own asshole.
We got news, so fucking... we got a lot of news to go through.
Because it's the week before Comic-Con and everybody's announcing their shit.
Alright. So first things first, Morbius is going to have a special screening at Comic-Con.
Hooray!
Apparently Comic-Con has always just had a screening room, and they show all the big movies from that year that are available. But apparently they're making extra time and like making a big deal out of we'll have Morbius this year, which is funny.
I swear to God, they have done ADR or they have filmed a reshoot to put in it's Morbin time into the movie. They have to have. They're not making this.
What if that's what happened? What if that's what happened? And then they never show that version again. It becomes like the Star Wars holiday special of Sony Marvel movies.
But yeah, no, that's happening.
At least the Morbin cut.
That's not anything important.
Oh, that is things important. That's bad.
No, we got to talk about Owen Wilson doing whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, Paramount Plus, right?
Yeah, Secret Headquarters. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those superhero-themed Disney Channel fucking sitcoms.
It does! Like, I saw this in another server, and I'm like, oh,
or like
the Disney Channel movies.
Does anybody remember that superhero team movie that starred Tim Allen?
Yes.
Sky High?
Zoom.
No. Yeah, Zoom! Okay, I thought it was something with a Z.
Sky High's less successful cousin, okay.
Yeah.
Sky High is a genuinely good movie. Zoom is dog shit, but I watched it a lot as a kid. And this looks like it's going to be a new Zoom. A new Zoom for a new generation of Zoomers.
It is shockingly just like generic.
Yeah.
Like, people complain about MCU costume designs. At least they have color? Question mark.
It really looks like it's one of those movies where, like, you'll hear actors say this sometimes, like especially comedic actors who use a lot of language. they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just want to," because this is what Owen Wilson sounds like. I just want to do a project that my kids can watch, so I picked this script.
Here's the thing: Owen Wilson has done several projects his kids can watch. He was Lightning McQueen in Cars.
Yeah, but like he might be doing that again. I don't know. With how old he is, it might be for his grandkids.
Just did that for Wonder. He was the dad in Wonder. I don't know why.
He was also one of the characters in Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Depending on the age of his kids, they might have watched Loki, actually.
All right, fucking next news. Return of Werewolf by Night. We're getting. Oh no, there's no cover.
Yeah, it's just they're doing a Halloween special this year, and
yeah.
It's going to be Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night doing a thing.
Hell yeah. Werewolf by Night's cool.
Be in it.
John Jameson is still Werewolf by Night, right?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
He was in the Carnage mini.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was his last appearance.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know what Morbius is doing. Last time I remember seeing Morbius, he was doing something with Lizard.
He was getting experimented on by Beyond, and then he escaped
with Lizard, and then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do something."
There'll be a
like
thing.
The greatest comic in the making ever.
Morbius has good comics.
Oh no, not for that reason.
I mean, Morbius does have new comics. Also, we'll talk more about this later, but we got a brand new X-Men team for the next year.
Yeah, this is technically Hellfire Gala spoilers, but we all already read Hellfire Gala, so fuck it.
I didn't read Hellfire Gala.
It was fun. I liked it. But
we'll talk about it later.
But our new X-Men, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Synch are remaining on the team, and joining is Firestar. I'm correct. You're right. I'm dumbass. Magic, Ileana Rasputin, Iceman.
Magic looked kind of bad.
Iceman, what's his name?
Havoc?
Havoc is there, but I wasn't talking about Havoc.
Forge.
Thank you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And Forge.
Spider-Man's Amazing Friends on the group.
They gotta do something.
Because Spider-Man was actually a very prominent character in Hellfire Gala, and they thought they'd do a thing.
Yeah. I actually know very little about comic Firestar, so I'm kind of excited to get to know her. And I'm not gonna say no to more Ileana content ever. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't blame you this time. I really love her outfit.
She's probably not gonna stay looking like that. Ileana's costume is classic.
They wear special high fashion costumes at the Hellfire Gala. It's the X-Men equivalent of the Met Gala.
Yeah. And also, we're getting some conspiracy with Forge. It's going to be all fun kind of things. But we'll talk more about that when we discuss the comic.
Yeah, it's a good lineup, I think.
It is a good lineup, a lot of good stuff. I like how Synch is basically the new Rogue.
Yeah,
he's the he's like the jack of all trades for the team. He's there to fill in gaps.
Yeah.
And I like the twist in his powers that they talk about later in the book. So we'll get to that later.
One more thing?
Havoc! Oh yeah, fucking Havoc! Oh my god! It's been forever since we fucking seen him since Hellions.
I just love... Have you never encountered that meme? Is that what's going on? Because I reference that meme all the time and you never react.
I don't know.
There's a scene in the X-Men animated series where Havoc gets hurt, and then they have a full-on conversation without acknowledging that he gets hurt, and then fucking what's her name? Polaris shows up to the conversation, and she starts saying stuff, and then just immediately cuts herself off and goes Havoc and runs over to him, and it's hilarious.
Next piece of news: we're getting a Namor series from Iron Man writer. We're basically Christopher Cantwell. It's set in the future. The world is flooded, and Namor is the only surviving hero, and he's ruling the world.
We're getting Old Man Namor, everybody. finally, the comic nobody asked for, but everybody will want to win an Eisner.
Oh, yeah. 100 years into the future, mostly flooded, Namor rules the world. Here's some bits.
He's gonna be going and saving some of the last remaining humans, apparently.
Yeah. Reflects on his merciful life, how his friends were often also foes, how much the world he knew and railed against has vanished. Wiser Namor now sets on a mission of aid and mercy. It's basically, what if Old Man Logan, but also, like, Logan?
What if Old Man Logan, but Aquaman?
What if Namor was the star of Kingdom Come? We have a new webtoon comic coming out from DC, Zatanna and the Ripper.
Out right now, I'm reading it.
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple of times, but DC tends to either right before or on the day of release put up these fun little YouTube trailers, which used to be a thing Marvel did too, but I don't know when or why they stopped. I just remember
the first time I kind of like got into like the modern Marvel comics was seeing a trailer for Civil War 2.
Oh no!
I know.
My first time getting interested in modern Marvel comics was a trailer for Big Time.
But yeah, no, it's neat, cool. I'm glad DC's working with webtoon. It's neat.
Oh.
Can I talk about it during the comic section? I'm reading it right now.
Actually, just like real quick, how are you liking it?
How are you enjoying
it? Zatanna is one of my favorite DC characters that I don't get to see much about, and I really like this so far. The art is very pretty. It's very charming. This is kind of the stuff I wanted from the character that I just never really got to experience. So it's nice that webtoon is I still need to catch up on Batman Family Adventures, but the stuff I've read of it is peak Batman to me. So it's
speaking of Batman, One Bad Day trailer.
Yeah, so this is a thing that's going to happen in a couple of weeks, I believe. Basically, they're doing a bunch of one-shots focusing on different villains, as DC tends to do every few years with the Batman Rogues Gallery. Like, Joker's Asylum was a thing. I think they did a bunch of them during Forever Evil. And now they're doing another Batman event because, hey, there was a Batman movie that made a lot of money not too long ago, so we got to capitalize on that. And some of these look super excited. Like, we're getting a freaking G. Wilson Catwoman one-shot.
Yeah. Hold on. Reveals the creative teams are paired with Tom King and Mitch Gerads, the Riddler. No Brills, No Clues, Game On. Mariko Tamaki and Javier Fernandez team up, Two-Face. John Ridley, Kimukulo, Penguin. Jerry Duggan, Mateo Scalera, Mr. Freeze. G. Willow Wilson, Catwoman. Joshua Williamson, Howard Porter, Bane. Colin Kelly, Jason Lanzig, and I don't know how to pronounce that name, Zermancio. Clayface, Tom Taylor, Ivan Reyes, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, so I'm definitely interested in these. I'm going to try and read them all just for this show's sake, but I'm definitely going to prioritize Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, Catwoman, and Riddler. Because those are the creative teams I know and I'm excited about.
I might pick up a couple of these, but I don't know.
Pick up you guys literally admit to pirating comics every. You gotta pick better phrasing.
Hey, we try before we try before we buy. We don't pirate.
Yeah. True.
Anyways, move on before the DMCA gets to this show.
The Avatar: The Last Airbender. Airbender creators clarify whether comics and novels are canon. I haven't read the article. What did they say?
Basically, they said the same thing that everyone kind of says when there's a bunch of comics that fill in gaps and they're about to start doing new installments in the original medium, which is, we've always thought of these as being canon, and we don't intend to override them, but small details might not line up. They're basically taking the Transformers Aligned continuity approach with these new Avatar animated series and specials of, it'll all line up if you squint.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Come on. Load. Mark Waid, still evil. Boom Studios, they're bringing back Irredeemable.
Yeah, because apparently there's an Irredeemable project at Netflix, I think.
All right.
Yeah, so Mark Waid's going to write a new book. I don't know. I never read the original Irredeemable. Is it good? Is it worth my time? Tell me in the comments below. Engage with the algorithm.
I mean, Mark Waid's a good writer.
Dance.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I like most of the Mark Waid stuff I've read.
Yeah. This is just an interview talking about the book a little bit, just more information, some art. Look at that. Look at this stuff that people will misunderstand as just like just evil Superman and think that's cool.
Yeah, but there's like deeper meanings behind it, or
Ray DeSunny in the chat. I kind of hate when secondary material stops being canon because of new main material. Yes, I too am a Star Wars fan.
Hey, yes, at least they fucking ripped the Band-Aid off and just said, it's a different canon. We're doing something new.
Yeah.
They didn't try to jerk you around. All right, now on to some toy news. Hasbro announces new Selfie series action figures. Would you like to explain what this is, Vac?
So, this is something that actually leaked like months ago because the developer version of Hasbro Pulse went live for a few hours one night. But we've now got an official reveal and full press rollout, so I feel comfortable covering it on these shows. Basically what this is it's Hasbro trying to do what they've really been on a mission of doing in the last few years, and just like filling in gaps in that 1/12 scale 6-inch collector market. Like trying to say, okay, a lot of customizers get asked to do this. Let's just provide a service that does this, which is making custom heads styled after people who own action figures. And I will say, just going off of the small bit of market research I've done into customizers who will make a custom head and paint it and model it after you, the asking price for these, which is $60, I feel like is fair. Because that's about what you would pay for just the head, getting it from a customizer. But here, you're getting a head that's printed, custom 3D printed to look like you, and you're getting a body to put it on. My big problem with these, though, is that I don't like the opening body selection. I feel it feels very much like you're going for flashy, trying to grab the mainstream's attention rather than what actually makes sense. Because
I think grabbing the mainstream attentions is what makes sense, though, because this is very much a novelty gift for someone who is vaguely into Power Rangers that you know.
That's true, but as they've explained it, you can't upload pictures. You have to use your phone to scan your head. So, like, I don't think you could give this to somebody as, like, a surprise. I got an action figure of you made. But like, the thing that bothers me is just, like, they only have 2 Power Rangers bodies, which is MMPR Red and Pink. They only have the kids' Afterlife Ghostbuster bodies. The Star Wars bodies they have are actually probably the best options in my opinions, because it's Stormtrooper, Rebel pilots, and one of Princess Leia's looks, one of her more casual looks. And then for Marvel, they have like Captain America and Iron Man, and I'm like, where are some of the more casual looks? Like, I would want to get, like, heads of me and my family printed and put on bodies that, like, I can put in the backgrounds of figure photography and stuff like that. So I'm sitting here going, like, where's the adult Ghostbusters body? Where are the suited Marvel Legends bodies? Where's, like, one of the 5 different Star-Lords they did? I want something that looks like it could just be a person in the background and doesn't look like somebody cosplay.
See, I think you're looking at this from a toy collector point of view when this is much more of a novelty gift thing.
Fair enough, but like I think also the main people who will be buying this are toy collectors.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
People who are already interested in
that. I'm just looking at like what they're marketing it as, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is meant to be like the gift you give your nerdy son-in-law who you don't know exactly what he'd want, but he'd probably appreciate this.
Yeah, that's fair. I can definitely see it that way. I do hope though that they expand the body selection in the future though, because like this doesn't launch for another month, so it might be like they're gonna test the waters and then maybe they'll open it up to more bodies. And like a friend of mine did also point it out to me when he sent me this and going like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" Most Hasbro figures have the heads on ball joints, so you could just pop the head off the joint, the figure it comes with, and put it on whatever figure you want.
Especially because Marvel necks, like if you go by line, their neck ball joints are about the same.
Mm-hmm. Only once or twice when trying to swap heads have I encountered a situation of like the balls aren't the same size I want them to be. Like I bought movie Baroness from the G.I. Joe Classified series because I already had the classic one. And I was like, I like the classic bodysuit, but the movie head is going to be better for articulation and posing. So let me just swap the heads. The ball joint was like twice as big on the classic version.
Yeah. Overall, it's a neat idea. It can use some more work.
And now, last year's Halloween costume as a niche action figure.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of action figures,
they finally revealed the thing.
We're getting all 3 Spider-Men in a pack.
Yeah, the No Way Home Multiverse pack, this is called. It's going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive item for $90.
That's $30 a figure.
Yeah. They have repacked the original No Way Home integrated suit Spider-Man, but they've increased the deco and given him a new set of hands, because originally he just came with flip hands and fists. Now he's also going to have wall crawling hands. Yeah. And they've also made sure that they're going to color in all the sculpted web lines, which wasn't there on the original release. And they did entirely new sculpts for what is officially being referred to as Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man.
So Tobey's now Friendly Neighborhood? Okay.
Yeah. At least in, like, official Hasbro Disney paperwork.
Oh, I mean, he's the only Spider-Man that wrote a note from your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
That's true. And then... What's interesting is there's actually a shot in here where they show all 3 of them next to each other, and they base this on the real actor height. Andrew's the tallest of the 3, which I found hilarious.
They do have their very distinct body types. Like, that definitely feels like Tobey's torso. That feels like Tom Holland. That feels like Andrew. They feel like they're actors, which is nice.
It's interesting. You look at them and you're like, that doesn't quite look like my mind's eye of Spider-Man, but that's just because those actors are taller and lankier than, like, Spider-Man is normally drawn in the comics. And again, these are new sculpts. One interesting thing is, like, they actually did the raised web lines from the movie suits on Tobey, and that was an entirely separate CAD file. They layered it on top of the existing figure file.
That's neat.
Which I thought was a nice touch. I think these look very good. I think they're the best out of the revealed multiverse Peters we have so far, because there's the Hot Toys ones, and there's the SH Figuarts ones we'll talk about a little later tonight. I think these are the best looking figures out of the free versions we have so far. My big complaint, though, I want unmasked heads. I feel like that should have been a thing in this pack. Especially if you're just going to do it as a free pack. Like, if they were part of a wave of Marvel Legends and you had to, like, spread that budget much better, I'd kind of understand. But having it be a Pulse exclusive free pack, I'm like, you really should have sprung, like, even if it bumped this up to $100, I'd have liked actor heads.
Yeah, it may just be more like license and agreements kind of thing than budget.
It's entirely possible.
But overall, they look real good. They look solid.
And I'm low-key planning on getting these. Like, these aren't a must-have for me, but as a guy who doesn't do movie stuff, I'm like, I kind of want these enough that I'm like, I'm going to fudge them into a Spider-Man multiverse display.
Yeah. Remember, Tobey and Andrew both showed up in the goddamn Spider-Verse.
And if they do a Spider-Verse 2, you know they're going to make a cheeky Tom Holland reference.
No, like, legit, in the original Spider-Verse comic, two Spider-Men were talking. I was like, dude, I just saw someone who looked like Tobey Maguire. No kidding, I just saw someone who looked like Andrew Garfield. The fuck?
Yeah.
We, however, got one of the best boys as a toy. We are getting a opposable Diamond Select Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, now this is a leak. It's not been officially announced or confirmed. It's entirely possible this is a custom, but it sure doesn't look like it. This looks like a Diamond Select toy. So I think this is probably going to be officially revealed at SDCC.
Fuck yeah, Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill's great.
It looks like everything they did with that 4 figure they made a couple of years ago, but just applied to, I guess, is this Beta Ray Bill's current look?
Kinda. I mean, his look hasn't really changed throughout the years.
Yeah, I'm just not used to the big mohawk.
The original look, he did have a mohawk, but it was shorter.
Okay.
And his original first appearance as Beta Ray Bill. But yeah, Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill. He'd be good. He is a boy. Yeah. And now we got the SH Figure Arts version of the Spider-Man, and you are right. The Marvel Legends look better.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's something with just the SH Figure Arts design philosophy. Skin-tight costumes and them really don't mix. I mean, they've kind of got it down with their Sentai Figure Arts now. The newer ones look a lot better than the older ones. But, like, just look at that crotch area on these guys. It's super gappy and weird, and it looks like it's way more parts than it needs to be.
I think the thing that gets it for me is the texture on these guys. Like, Tom looks okay, but Andrew just looks like a dodgeball.
Yeah. I think they're trying to copy the first movie suit way too closely, because I think he was in the second movie suit in No Way Home.
And this feels way too textured too, like And the webs don't feel textured enough. It's weird. Yeah.
And these were shown at some kind of official Tamashii Nations events earlier this week.
Holy Japan.
But they weren't the only spider thing that was shown there.
No, we also have Venom from Let There Be Carnage.
Venom. Adrenaline Momentum, the Superior Sony meme. I've never loved this design, but I feel like this is a really good looking figure of it. Like, again, comparing companies, Hasbro did a Marvel Legends of this a while ago, and people said, like, oh, this is the best Venom Hasbro's ever done. I think this looks a little bit better than the Hasbro Venom.
I like how he looks so wet. He looks wet.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing that Hasbro Venom was missing. It looked like... It still looked like plastic. This looks like a big old wet, goopy boy, which is kind of what he looks like in the movie.
Venom and Carnage always need to look a little wet. We got a Nindroid Spider-Man.
We sure did.
You like Nindroid? This is Nindroid, but Spider-Man.
I don't hate Nendroid, but it's one of those toy lines that just, like, I have very little to say about it, unless it's something really crazy.
That's cute. The little standees thing. The eyes. It's solid. It's a Nindroid, it's Spider-Man, it's good. Do you like Nindroid? Do you like Spider-Man? Here you go.
It does everything it needs to be to give the people who already want it the best experience possible.
Hey, do you like Hugh Jackman?
I like Hugh Jackman. I think he's a good Jackman.
Here's some Hugh Jackman. Hot Toys, Days of Future Past, Wolverine.
This feels super late and out of nowhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it looks really good.
Oh, it does.
This is one of the best Hot Toys I've seen in a minute.
And the bone claws. But he has a nose. How can he have bone claws and still have a nose?
Because that was the thing in that movie. When he went back in time, he still had the bone claws, and he was like, what the fuck?
It's a joke. Because when he had the bone claws in the 90s, they slowly stopped drawing his nose.
I know.
I wanted to explain to the audience who may not understand the comment.
Days of Future Past is one of my favorite X-Men movies. So, like, this is one of those Hot Toys that's like, ooh, man, if I wasn't completely financially wrecked at the moment thanks to the Histag.
Yep. It looks good.
Yeah.
What else? What else do we got? Give me more toys. Lizard and No Way Home. Spider-Man. May 2. Oh, that's cool.
I completely missed everything you said. We were talking over each other.
It's Amazing Spider-Man and the Lizard.
Yeah.
Which is a nice... It looks good. But that... Okay.
Lizard's a glorified statue.
Yeah,
a glorified figure
but like
stand.
it's from Amazing Spider-Man 2 and No Way Home because they're using the same costume.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lizard stand. It's just like, which movie are you dealing with, buds?
It's got some kind of weird legal hoops they're jumping through here.
Yeah. It looks good.
Because that head, that Andrew head does not look like what he looked like in No Way Home.
No. But, hey, whatever. It looks good. It looks solid.
Yeah.
I love Killer Croc.
Fuck you.
Hey, guess what? Sentinel still making those Mecha Marvel toys. Now it's Thor.
Look at Thor.
He looks
also,
cool.
Bro, I think you missed something.
What did I miss?
Rebel Tech Black Panther.
Could have sworn I grabbed that. Hold on.
Is that in here?
I'm double checking.
I was just looking at the topics.
Yeah, no, I may have skipped over that link.
Okay.
Weird. Hold on, let me grab it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. Then we'll get back to Robo Thor.
Yeah, Robo Thor. Where is the Black Panther? Lizard, Days of Future Past. Ah, there it is. Hey, guess what? Have you heard of a toy line called Reveltech?
I sure have. Yeah.
People.
Whatever.
Yeah. Black Panther, Reveltech. The joints go click, click, clack, clack.
This figure looks crazy good. Like, way better than Reveltech normally looks. And it's also just a real testament to how big a deal the Black Panther movie was, even though it feels almost entirely forgotten now. It's a testament to how big a deal that movie was, that this is the first Reveltech that doesn't feel like it's an original look or more comic inspired. This is just movie Black Panther, but with extra beef.
Yeah. Honestly, this is what Black Panther should look like in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
But Amazing Yamaguchi are always real good for making like really hype, dynamic poses. And if you have them in any kind of like calm pose, they look dumb as fuck.
Mm-mm.
Hi, I'm Thor. You're Thor? Why, that hurts. Okay, Thor.
Robo 4 looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Cape
looks nice.
This is what the 4 Buster armor should look like the next time they use it, if they ever use it again.
Yeah. Oh my god, they're doing a Loki.
Ooh.
Okay, piddling amount of accessories, only like 2 weapons and a couple hands, but like, okay.
But like, do you need much more for 4?
You're right.
Like, look at that wired cloth cape. That's better than what most 4 figures get in the first place.
Yeah. Also, real quick, that head, I know it's Thor. It looks a little like Wolverine.
I can see it, yeah.
But yeah, Thor. Cool. They look cool. We're not buying them because we don't have the money.
Yeah, and also just, it's not my aesthetic.
Hey, look, it's Toddy McFarty.
Yes, it's DC time. Let's talk about the DC figures, which I may or may not know things about.
These like reissues of like the classic Kenner toys?
No, this is a new line, new sculpts inspired off of that Superpowers line. It's like those vintage style Kenner Star Wars figures that Hasbro's putting out right now for Mandalorian.
Oh. I imagine this is a bat play set for those toys.
Yeah, the first wave is Superman, Darkseid, and Batman, and then they're putting out vehicles of the Batwing and the Supermobile, which I don't know if that's based off of something, but it looks like a goofy original toy concept, which I'm not exactly against, but like, it's Superman. He doesn't need a vehicle.
I can see what this line is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like what it is. I understand Todd's logic here. It is meant to be like feeling like a kid again and looking for these toys specifically.
Mm-hmm. And it's also like, it seems like it's something that's more targeted at kids as well. Like, this is meant to rope in both people who are old enough to remember the original superpowers and people who are young enough to look at this and go like, oh, look at that cool Superman car. I want to smash it into things.
Yeah, it looks like it's a mix of like, this is the toy line for parents and kids to play with together, or grandparents and kids.
Yeah.
I mean, Flash does have a car. Flash also has a treadmill.
But Flash has to keep up appearances.
Here's the thing. It's Superman with a car with punching gloves.
Superman lives in a big city. When Superman's being Clark Kent, Superman either takes public transportation or he just flies there discreetly. I feel like Barry Allen has got to drive a car to work.
Yeah. I don't know. Central City, a walking city?
It really depends on the era and the artist.
Okay. Hey, we got Infinite Frontier Scarecrow. We got more pictures. That sure is a Scarecrow.
Yeah, I haven't warmed up to this design any, and I feel like this figure in particular really could have used a wash or two. But yeah, sure, it's there.
Yeah.
Also, in lieu of going to having any kind of presence at Comic-Con, Todd has been doing a whole thing called the McFarlane Toys Summer Showcase, and all these reveals are kind of part of that. I should have mentioned that at the front.
When I'm like Todd McFarlane and I have to enter a shitty toys competition.
What?
That's like, sad.
Yeah. I don't like everything I've seen of McFarlane looks trash. I'm sorry.
Oh, we got one good thing. We'll talk about some good things in a minute.
I do like this kind of Scarecrow yokai thing. It looks neat. I like it.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's just not a look I would have picked for Scarecrow.
We got Whomst? Ocean Master?
Yeah, Ocean Master, who
Ocean Man, apparently take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean Man, corner of the globe is a real trip.
I hate this show. I think this is just a repainted Aquaman with a new head, but I could be wrong.
It doesn't look bad though.
Yeah, it looks good. And they've also got New 52 Deathstroke, who is one of the few New 52 redesigns I actually like.
Yeah, and at least this one didn't sleep with a 15-year-old.
That you know of.
That we know of.
Anyway.
Oh, buddy. We also got some new Bane, Necron, and Talon.
Yeah, they're doing the next Megafig wave, which tends to be the ones I actually like from... hey, fuck you. Deadpool is not Deathstroke, Ray. Don't get it twisted. Don't do that.
I mean, Deadpool is the superior character.
Deadpool is a superior character, but he's still a Deathstroke ripoff.
Yeah, but that's kind of the joke. That makes it better.
I like Todd's Megafix stuff just because it honestly is always like more playing to his strength. It's a more monstrous looking character usually. It's a bigger sculpt, so like you can fit it into established DC collections that are in other more appropriate scales. Yeah, I don't necessarily give a shit about Talon, because we already had a pretty decent figure of him. And this one actually kind of looks like a downgrade. Because the DC Direct Greg Capullo line figure that they did, like, when Court of Owls had just come out. All those knives on his little bandolier.
Oh yeah, no, it was Teen Titans Go to the movies. Ray was making a reference.
Oh. I have not seen Teen Titans Go to the movies, although I understand it's good. All the knives on Talon's bandolier on the DC Direct figure, you can remove those. And it has about the same level of articulation as this one looks like it is. Necrom, I understand people's frustration of Todd re-releasing Build-A-Figures as standalones. I think it's fine. It's a good-looking Necrom figure, and I wasn't necessarily game to buy that whole wave, so I'll buy this. And this Bane, I'm in fucking love with. I love the look of this Bane. It looks much closer to my mind's eye of Bane than any other figure that's correctly sized and is on the market, except for maybe the Mattel Collect and Connect, but that thing is crazy hard to get a hold of. This just looks like a good, solid, one purchase and done Bane figure. The only thing I would change about it is I'd have given him another set of hands that are fists, because it's Bane. He's a big muscle man. You want him to punch people.
Here's the thing. They gave him the right hands to do the one pose everyone's gonna do with Bane.
Yeah, I did think of that as well.
Hey, Ray, it's not your fault for us missing a thing we didn't understand.
Mm-hmm. Boingo didn't get my Havoc joke earlier.
But yeah, Bane. It looks cool.
Yeah. This might actually be the first Todd figure I buy.
Oh, damn. What about this guy? Parallax.
Yeah, fuck this.
Is that even? Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Zoom in. Enhance. That's not even right. He doesn't have the gray temples.
Yeah. This is just like a weird kit bash looking thing that hasn't even been officially revealed. It was just found in a Target apparently. Yeah, I don't really care for it. I don't need a Parallax. I don't need a Hal Jordan Parallax figure. I wouldn't mind a figure of the Construct Bugman. Yeah, and this would also be out of scale with the DC lines I actually want to collect. So, not appealing to me.
All right. We got a new Mayfix Batman teaser.
Yeah, they're doing the Batman, and apparently, much like Todd, Mayfix is going to have their own summer showcase in this next week instead of going to SDCC. They're pulling a Nintendo with E3.
Yeah.
It looks cool. We'll probably see the full solicitation for this figure. We'll probably also see the full solicitation for that Starlight they tease, and maybe one or two more. But yeah, it looks better than the Figuarts. I'll give it that. Like that head sculpt, the hair's a little off, but the facial features are dead on, and the printing looks great.
We got a Mondo SDCC animated Batman and Joker exclusives.
Yeah, Mondo's been doing these 12-inch animated figures based off of popular 90s superhero cartoons. We've talked about their X-Men figures before. They're starting a Batman the Animated Series line. Again, not my scale. I don't particularly care for it, but I'm able to appreciate the craftsmanship and just the level of all-outness they're going for here. Because it's not in this post, but somewhere I saw a picture of all the accessories these are going to come with, and they come with a fucking lot. Like, these are rivaling the quality of those DC Direct Batman animated figures from a few years back.
Nice. But they look neat.
Yeah.
And the last McFarlane toy. We got new spawns.
More Spawn. You like Spawn? We got your Plague Spawn, we got your Nightmare Spawn. Spawn variants. You like it's a Spawn line, so we got to put out 100 fucking different versions of Spawn.
They're just spawning everywhere.
Bro, we got even other Spawn characters.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of different versions of Spawn. Here's the thing: Todd would just draw a different version of Spawn. They'd make a toy of it, and then he'd put it in the comic for like one issue to justify the toy existing.
Literally, back in the 90s. He put a gorilla in the comic, and then a week later, the gorilla toy was in stores.
Like, that's just how Spawn as a brand has always kind of operated. It's like a bad version of Toei.
But that's all the news. Holy shit. So
We
much
did
fucking
it.
news.
We did the news. Now we knew. We know what news there is. Ms. Kiz, Biz, Shiz.
You really want to keep going with that? Because guess what? You're the first one talking. Tell me about Superman, son of Kal-El.
Oh, man. We gotta start with this. All right. This issue was bad.
Oh?
This is the first genuinely bad issue of this book.
But it's the dynamic debut of Dreamer.
I'm not just saying that because Dreamer's this version of Dreamer is
Dream.
I'm gonna throw you down an elevator shaft, Buster. This version of Dreamer originates from the CW Supergirl show. She was introduced in the last couple seasons. And she was meant to be like, here's a classic Legion of Superheroes character set in the modern day, because they did that a lot in the last couple seasons. Did
they do the classic Matter Eater lad?
I don't think so. But it was like, it's a fun twist on this character. It's a new version. The Legion of Superheroes version still exists in the future, but this is a modern day version. That's technically a new character, and they're trans, and they made a big deal out of it. I didn't actually watch it, so I don't know how well they handled it. But they don't even talk about that in this. Dreamer just kind of shows up at the Fortress of Solitude and is like, yo, let me show you a terrible future that's about to happen. And John's like, guess I'll fucking deal with that. And that's the whole issue. Also, there's a fill-in artist, and they suck.
That does not sound like a dynamic debut.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, apparently it's not even this comic debut for Dreamer. Apparently, she was in something else just before this to set up her appearance here. Like, this feels like a mandate from DC, and Tom Taylor was like, all right, fuck it, I'll just shit this out real quick. Because you've also got this fill-in artist who has everybody looking off model. Like, John has a fucking giraffe in neck through this whole issue, and it's really annoying.
John the Giraffe Boy.
Yeah. I did not like this issue at all. It's poo-poo uh-oh stinky.
Alright, next book then. I read something amazing! Chip Zdarsky, Daredevil #1.
I almost read this, but then I read the description and I was like, that seems like it's heavily involved in his run stuff. I should wait.
It is a sequel to his other run so far. Oh yeah, Spawn Camping. So basically, Daredevil and Elektra have agreed to go and finally deal with the Hand. That's it. So this issue is basically Matt, like, wrapping up everything in New York so he can say goodbye and go deal with the stuff, because he's not sure he's ever going to be able to come back, because he knows it's going to take a toll on him. So like, he does one last adventure with Spider-Man, and it's cool. Like, they get Wilson Fisk's son, who's a new Kingpin. They pull the wool over him, and it's just like a fun little adventure for them, and like, they're relaxing afterwards. And Matt's just thinking to himself, you know, Matt's dead. I'm gonna be leaving. Spider-Man's been my best friend for, like, ever. He deserves to know. And he goes, hey, Spider-Man, Matt's not dead. I'm Matt Murdock. I faked my death. And Spider-Man just goes like, ow! Because he relearns all the memories, and then just hugs Matt. And then he just hugs Matt and he goes like, yo, dude, I fucking love you.
Does Peter go like, oh, that's what that feels like?
I think he has that moment. But basically, that's kind of it for Matt. He's just kind of like wrapping up his stuff around here. He's dealing with stuff. All the while, there's this one dude like tailing him all through New York. And you're going, who the fuck is this guy? And eventually, Matt stops for a moment, and then he runs into this guy, and he goes like, yo, we went to law school together. And he goes like, yeah, about that, Matt. No, I mean, yes, but I'm not. I'm your guardian angel. and I can't stand by the sidelines anymore. I need to help you out.
What the fuck?
And like Matt literally goes, oh shit, I actually see him? He's a fucking angel? And that's kind of the end of that bit, and then we go meet up with Elektra, who's fighting Stick.
Chip, please!
Who's fighting Stick, and Stick just goes like, oh, the boys rubbed off on you, you've gone soft, you won't kill these Russian army men. And then she fights the Russian army men, and Stick goes like, damn, actually doing all the Daredevil stuff makes you more passionate. Maybe it's a good thing you're not killing anymore. And Elektra goes like, you fucking asshole. You gaslighting son of a bitch. I don't like you. Let's go fucking kill the Hand. It's great.
I regret not reading this now. This sounds great.
Catch up with Daredevil and come back and read it.
I should. I really should. But
I'm
reading classic Marvel G.I. Joe right now.
Real quick, who's doing the art for Zdarsky's Batman?
Oh, I don't know it off the top of my head.
Because I just realized Chichetto's doing the art for Daredevil.
I will look this. Am I on the next fucking thing?
I don't know. No, because... Oh, God, I have to explain this.
All right, hang on. Actually, just get to explaining. I'll look up the Batman.
Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Eve of Judgment. It's the prologue to Judgment Day.
This is the worst comic title ever published by humans. No one can ever make fun of Kingdom Hearts titles ever again.
Oh no!
Just wait till later.
It's a prologue to Judgment Day, so it's just kind of like telling you what's going on. This is basically, hey, people who want to read Judgment Day but haven't been reading Eternals, this is all the information you need to know about the Eternals. Here you go. You're caught up now. That's it.
So I should have read this.
I mean, are you going to read Judgment Day?
No.
then you don't need to read it. It's just for Judgment Day. It's setting up... It's basically all the stuff that's been being set up in the Eternals. It's just a quick rundown of, like, Eternals, this is the new status quo for the Eternals. This is their mindset. This is why they're attacking the X-Men. Not all the Eternals agree with attacking the X-Men. It is not an actual planned thing. It is purely a political move from Druig. Like, he is just attacking the mutants to basically rally support behind him. All of this is, like, it's not even malicious in most ways. So on and so forth. But yeah, it was a good little prologue.
I found the issue. Now I'm just trying to find the fucking credits page.
It should be one of the first ones, wouldn't it?
I think it might actually be at the end.
Okay.
Checking.
Well, I'll give you a second. Because the next book is a book we both read.
Okay. Chip Zdarsky writer, George Jamez artist.
Okay.
With colors by Tomeu Morey.
Okay. Hey, guess what? Right. We both read the Hellfire Gala.
There's a one-panel Gwenpool cameo, and it's the most Gwenpool content I've gotten all year. 10 out of 10, best book of the week.
I mean, it's a good panel.
Yeah.
Because basically she's saying, like...
Link it in the chat. I want to see it.
It's basically just her saying, like, hey, can I get a book now? I don't know.
Yeah, because she's with the writer of this issue like she's his date. And he's like, see, I told you I could get you in. And she's like, but could I get a book?
Bro, like, that just feels like a meta commentary on Marvel movie premieres.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of little fun cameos. The big one is John Hamm.
Yeah, John Hamm's like all over this.
He's like a major supporting character.
Yeah, it's weird. And I know there were like other people in the background, but like I don't know actors.
There's also a lot of like other comic book people, like Brian Posehn, who wrote a Deadpool book.
am taking your word for anything remotely like that.
Oh, he's a stand-up comedian. He wrote a Deadpool book, and there's a funny joke of Deadpool going like, "I still haven't forgive him." And,
okay.
And because he's standing next to Spider-Man, someone goes like, "Who, Brian or Spider-Man?" Both. Which is cute.
Also, this is where all the Moira Mary Jane shit we've been hearing about in rumors happens, and it makes sense.
It does.
Sort of.
Okay. Cyclops revealed to the world that mutants can be reborn. Everyone's freaking out. And they have the party anyway. Everything goes wrong, because that's what happens at the Hellfire Gala.
Were there any Hellfire raised?
I don't know.
I think so. No.
But
also, I just got the page for Buster, and I completely forgot. Gwenpool's her Hellfire Gala costume is like a half-assed Sailor Moon cosplay. It makes me happy. That's funny.
Yeah. So, big plot lines. Moira, disguised as Mary Jane, is walking through the thing, and she bumps into Spider-Man. And Spider-Man goes like, "Oh, hey, Mary Jane," playing off of what's been going on in Spider-Man. But Moira, not knowing anything about Mary Jane other than that she's a model, just goes like, "Oh, hi, Spider-Man." What's that? And Spider-Man's spider sense immediately goes off. It's like, something's wrong. And then Dr. Doom walks behind him and goes like, "Oh, it's you, Doom."
Yeah, and I love Dr. Doom in this issue, because it's the most pure Doom you could possibly have, of him just being like, all of this is beneath me. Fuck this.
But there's also just a glimmer of like, oh wait, I'm interested. Because basically Spider-Man cracks some jokes of like, oh, who's the mutant you want to see them resurrect next? Hendrix, so on and so forth. And then
no, he says Hendrix, Bowie, and Clapton, and then walks away. And then Doom goes, "Could David Bowie have been a mutant?"
Yeah, which is cute. There's also another one of like Emma Frost saying, "The first thing I asked if we could bring back John Lennon for all of humanity."
Oh yeah, that's right, because Clea shows up, and she's like, "Fucking resurrect my husband!"
And then Emma just goes like, "We can't, but you're cool."
You should love yourself a little more. You should be the bad bitch you deserve to be. And she's like, "I don't have time.
I just want my husband."
Also, I just noticed Cyclops' like updated visor. Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's just for that costume, but I agree, it looks good.
It looks good. It also just like looks practical because it's a good visor and it has the mouthpiece for communications. What else? Basically, Moira goes up to her son, Prometheus, who is part of the Five, who does all the resurrecting stuff, and goes like, "Hey, by the way, here's all the plan. Here's me being evil. I need you to die." And he goes like,
I didn't know he was her son.
Yeah.
So for like a split second, I was completely confused.
Yeah, no, he's her son. And he goes like,
"Who's the dad?"
I don't remember.
Not Charles?
Not Charles.
Okay, because I assume we would have brought that up sooner if he was Charles's kid.
But he basically goes like, "Fuck you, Mom. You were abusive. I have a new family."
Mm.
And then Spider-Man shows up and goes like, "Something weird's happening here. I don't know what. Mary Jane, that necklace is giving me bad vibes." And he goes to grab it and he gets shocked. So he starts attacking.
And then the X-Force gets involved and Wolverine is like, "Dude, not here. We have appearances to keep up. Let's go chase her into your book."
Which they do. But they also make a reference to Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that reference is for?
No, but I assume you do.
Spider-Man and Wolverine had a crossover in like the 80s where they went to East Germany, East Berlin, which was like Soviet controlled. It was a big spy book, but at the end of it, Spider-Man accidentally kills Wolverine's love interest, and basically Wolverine's going like, "Buddy, you don't want to kill again, do you?"
Oh no, I have heard about this. Sal talked about it on A Good, the Bad, and the Ugly once.
Yeah. They also did the book. They've done a full back issues on it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a lot of like setup for X-Men-y stuff.
Nice. I say nice like I didn't read it. No, it's good, and I love how chaotic the actual selecting of the team is. Like, it feels like one of those rush, the party's ending, and we're all trying to get our final drinks ordering kind of moments.
Also, Firestar is now a double agent for the Avengers.
How about that?
And Scarlet Witch is now friendly enough with the mutants that she's there and hosts a little bit, which I think is nice.
And the cuckoos want nothing to do with this shit.
Yep. Overall,
was that Phoebe the only one wearing black?
I think so.
Was up with that?
Yeah,
she's interesting.
One of them always wears black, as like they are the main focus of the hive mind.
Ah.
But yeah, no, good Hellfire.
Great big issue, hitting some plot points, setting some stuff up.
I wouldn't mind if like we just get a one shot every year. I don't need a full mini. I just one shot. You're good.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what they're doing here. Like you'll get a big one shot. Maybe some other books will do some tie-in stuff, like we got with was it Immortal X-Men this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you read Rogues? Tell me about that shit.
So this issue of Rogues was a bit crazy, but a lot of fun. Because it's just continuing off of where the last one is, and basically they're in Gorilla City. And Captain Cold makes a bit of a shitty deal to get info on the bank they're trying to rob. And everybody like calls him on, this is a terrible idea. We're screwing up the mission. What are we doing? But he has an in with one of the gorillas who wants things to change. And he's like, yo, I'll give you this info. I'll make it real easy for you to rob this bank. You just gotta kill Gorilla Grodd for me because he's fucking us all over. And Cold's like, I guess I can do that, and he's clearly bullshitting.
Has Grodd ever been considered like part of the Rogues?
No. Like Grodd is like a separate entity. The Gorilla City shit is separate.
That's what I mean. It's like the Rogues kind of have like a brother in arms mentality. Grodd's never been part of that brother in arms, right?
Grodd's like a fucking kingpin, and he's especially depicted in that because there's a scene early on where we see him with his wife and infant child.
Grodd has a Vanessa?
Grodd has a Vanessa, and she actually kind of looks like Vanessa now that you mention it. Let me see if I can get a good panel of her real quick. Yeah, this is Grodd with his wife and child.
Nice. Now I'm just thinking about that ape meme of wife gone, me sad.
Yeah.
Wife here, we fight. Wife dead.
We'll fucking get to that, because they actually do the heist, and it goes fairly well, but it's very chaotic, and in the chaos, they kind of get chased out of there, and I forget what character she's meant to be, but the character who was like the new additional member to bolster the ranks, she ends up actually dying, and Mirror Master goes off his meds and starts going crazy, and he's like, Cold, you're trying to fuck us over. I know you're trying to fuck us over again. I'm not gonna work with you. I'm gonna get us out of here, and you're gonna leave me the hell alone. I'm not gonna give you the gold because they're using the mirror dimension to transport the gold. But then that's when things start going bad, and the police chase them into another building. And in that chaos, oh god, what's his name? Fucking Mark Hamill's character.
The Trickster.
Yeah, the Trickster grabs assaults someone and grabs something, and we don't quite see what it is until they're in the they're in this building holed up, and they're trying to figure out their way out. And we actually see that like this building is a drug manufacturing facility. It's like a full-on assembly line, and apparently Grodd is like the biggest drug lord in the DC universe, and nobody knew it until now. But that's not the big reveal, because they're all like, okay, we're locked in here. How the hell are we going to get out of here and get back to America to enjoy the spoils of our heist? And Trickster goes, oh, simple. I got us a hostage. And he pulls Grodd's infant son out of his backpack.
Oh, dear Lord, the fucking idiot.
Yeah, because a couple minutes later, they're... Golden Glider is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You kidnapped a baby? We don't do that kind of shit. We're not that kind of criminal, dude. And Trickster just laughs at her and he goes like, fuck you. This is going to be like how I make my riches because you guys are going to fuck this up. I'm not going to get any of this gold. I'm going to go back to America and use this kid as a sideshow. It's a fucking talking monkey. Imagine the money I'll make. And then she just cuts his throat with one of her skates. But she's holding the baby and trying to comfort it. And then their contact, Sam, I believe his name is, this just like guerrilla detective man, walks in and he's like, hey guys, I have this secret passageway. I can still get you. What the fuck is that? And they're like, the idiot stole a baby, so we killed him. Do you know whose baby that is? And they're like, no. And he fucking tells them, and they're all like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? And then Captain Cold's like, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. And he grabs the baby and he goes, we're gonna negotiate. And that's the last page.
I see what they're doing. They're doing Reservoir Dogs, but rogues.
Yeah. And it's pretty good. I like it.
Nice. I read Punisher number 4.
What's the punishing this week?
Okay. A lot happened, but it's hard to describe.
Oh, no.
So Punisher's going about his, like, hand business, so on and so forth. And he's bunching up against, like, the traditions, because, like, she goes, like, these men dishonored themselves, and Punisher...
Did they fucking put a DVD review quote on the cover?
No, it's, like, a quote from, like, and you shall know the fist of the beast. It's, like...
Okay, I couldn't read it.
It's like a title, it's like a subtitle for this issue.
Yeah, that's also like a hand thing, so I get it.
Yeah. So basically, the lady comes into the Punisher and goes like, these guys need to be killed because they fucked up. And Punisher goes like, yeah, but they fucked up, but they can learn, and we need as many hands as we can get. Stop being a weirdo. And she's just like seething and balding. It's just like, all right, okay. And the Punisher's just going about his day-to-day business, you know. And the lady's praying to the beast, which is what the hand prays to. And then Ares walks in. Like, legit God of War Ares. And he goes like, you son of a bitch. He basically goes up to the lady and goes like, you son of a bitch. You took this brilliant weapon of a man, this sharp instrument of death and destruction, and you have blunted him. If you want death and destruction, you just need to let Frank do his thing. And you're muddying up his mind with swords and ninjas. What? No. Look, I'm Ares. I've been around the block a few times. I've been an Avenger, I've done this, but I realize what my true calling is. When the first apes started to throw rocks at each other, I taught them how to sharpen them. That is my tool. That is what I do. I teach people how to kill better. And you took one of the best killing machines, and you made his mind foggy. And God helps you when he realizes what happened. Right? And so that little conversation happens. All the while, the Punisher's being attacked by 2 former hand people. And he dispatches them with the power of, like, whatever the fist of the beast is. So he, like, glowing red energy, whatever. So, like, the Punisher does have the things that the hand is saying he has. And then he's about to go on a new mission. And the lady goes like, alright, cool. I realized what you were trying to do. When you said that those men didn't fuck up. I realized that you wanted an elite task force. So here they are. They're all kind of dressed like you. They're in black. They have the skull. And he's just looking at him and goes like, what do you mean they're like me? Oh, I sat them down in front of their families and killed their families. Now they're like you. They're just like you now.
What the fuck?
And then we see a panel where he's meeting up with his resurrected wife, covered in blood, and he just goes like, "Honey, we need to leave." It was fun. It was good, but like it is a little hard and esoteric to explain. But like
this book's knuckin' futz, man.
Oh yeah, it is fun. It is fun. But like the look on his face is like, you did the one thing I didn't want you to do, and you think I'm happy? Shit. It's good. It's good. When Punisher's done well, Punisher's done well. Hey, tell me about Dark Crisis. Superman.
Yeah, this is Dark Crisis Worlds Without a Justice League, Superman #1. This is just a DC What If issue. This is just what if John wasn't trapped in an alternate universe for a bunch of years and Clark missed him being a teenager. Also, this artist looks a hell of a lot like Frank Quitely, but apparently they're not Frank Quitely.
So wait, you're telling me that this is the book that should have been the main DC continuity?
Sort of, kind of. By the way, the artist is Chris Brahman, and this is written by Tom King. And as is Tom King is wont to do, this is a tiny bit fucked up. Because essentially what happens is it's intercut with Clark and John going on like fun father-son adventures. Like the opening of the book is John puts on a Robin costume and Clark's in like the Silver Age Superman costume, and they're fighting a big brainiac robot saving people. And like Lois is annoyed at John for not doing his homework. But then John starts having nightmares because apparently there's a big fucking space war going on between Apocalypse and New Genesis. I think this might be in continuity with the Mr. Miracle miniseries Tom King did. And because of their super hearing, Clark and John can hear it.
Oh.
And it gives them a hard time sleeping. And John is like, we need to go help them. We need to put a stop to this. And Clark's like, I understand you feel that way, but we're only going to make things worse. If we stay here on Earth and manage things for Earth and we help people as best we can here, we're going to do more good. If we go to Apocalypse and we try and stop a war that's happening there, that war's just going to come here. And John just does the typical teenager, I don't care if that's how things work. That's bullshit. I want to go fight. And it's just a lot of back and forth between that of like a cute thing, father-son thing, and then John trying to go out into space and stop the war, and Clark being like, no, fucking stay. Until finally John is 18 and Clark agrees to just let him go and do what he thinks is right. And it's kind of like a sad, bittersweet going off to college goodbye moment. And that's basically the book. It's a bunch of short little chapters of just like John's teenage years. There's one that's like, I think there's like a couple pages for each year. Because we start at, what is it? We start at 13, and then it ends at year 18 with him going off to fight in the Apocalypse New Genesis War.
Also, what's up, Hell? Don't worry, Butch. You'll be good.
Yeah, hey. I liked it. It wasn't great. You know, it's kind of Tom King. But
I thought you liked Tom King.
I like it. I'm trying to show where it is on the Tom King scale that we established last week.
Right.
But I think a lot of people who are just looking for all the John content that they wanted, that Bendis robbed us of, this ain't quite it. It ain't quite what it's marketed as. This isn't a big, wholesome, fun thing. This is, raising teenagers is tough, and Clark doesn't quite know how to deal with it.
Immortal X-Men #4.
This is a bit uneven, but I still liked it.
It is very much. This is very much the. All right, what are all the pompous assholes doing in reaction to the other X-Men book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a bunch of everyone being brought up to speed on plot details, and like a little bit of the Hellfire Gala we didn't see, and then Sinister gets asked about what the fuck the non-mutant Sinister is, and then he tries to run the fuck away
and reset things, but then Destiny basically goes like, bitch won't. And he goes like, fuck, she got me.
And then he gets teleported away. And that's apparently, that's like an Eternals thing, apparently.
Yeah, because ultimately, I didn't say this, end of Eve of Judgment, he's in stasis in the Eternals area.
Interesting.
Also, we got some cool insight to Emma Frost's character.
Yeah.
Which is also a commentary on Krakoa, because she says, like, I started sleeping in my diamond form so I could stay younger for longer. And she goes, I'm still doing that. Even though I'm technically immortal, I guess that means I'm afraid of the future of what might happen.
Yeah. Interesting way to finally use the actual adjective of this book.
Yeah.
Discuss some of that.
Yeah. We both read Marauders.
I don't remember this issue at all. Like, I know I read it. I have the cover saved on my phone. I just don't remember any. I think I might need to drop this book because it's just not taking.
Yeah, okay. Real quick, what happens is they finally get to, like, the information of what happened, and basically what happened was there was an advanced mutant civilization millennia ago, and the Shi'ar Empire tried to kill them, but they were mutants and badass, and the Shi'ar were like weak bird people, so the mutants like killed them, and the Shi'ar didn't like that, so they came and attacked again, and then the mutants killed them again, and then the Shi'ar were like, alright, fucking, let's upgrade our bodies and go kill them all and commit genocide. And then they're probing the mind of the dude who's telling this information. They go like, but one group of people escaped and we can go save them. And then Tempo goes like, the fuck you ain't, time doesn't work like that. And everyone goes like, but we're the X-Men and we can do shit like that. And that's kind of where the book ends. Also, Kate Pryde's currently dead.
Oh, that's a shame. Like, that's the one thing keeping me from I really enjoyed the first run of Marauders. And, like, I want to read about Kate Pryde, but...
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Hey, I won't owe you a soda. Just tell me about Power Rangers.
All right, this issue was
Power Rangers.
This issue was interesting because we're immediately back on Safe Haven. We've left Earth again, and we've gone back, and apparently in the intermeeting time, Journey grew to the size of a teenager, and they're currently presenting female. And we're just doing a bunch of typical, like, it's not bad typical, but like just these are the story beats you do of Zach and Trini being parents. Because one of the only other teenage
what happened?
All right, to bring Buster up to speed. When they found Andros, they were in like an abandoned space colony, and Zach and Trini also found an egg, and it hatched, and it was a little person, and they named it Journey, and it's been aging really fast. So they're like being parents to this kid, that's like a different age every issue.
Oh, I mean, that's a Power Rangers plot. I'll give them that, but
yeah.
Okay.
So Journey's basically being a teenage girl now, and she's all upset because she didn't get to go to Earth with them, and they're like, "We'd have had to have disguised you. People on Earth aren't used to friendly aliens. They're gonna think you're with Rita or something. And also you were too young at the time, and it's dangerous." And Journey's like, "It's always dangerous. You can't do that." And then she meets one of the only other teenagers in the colony, I guess is what you refer to it as.
Yeah.
And he's like an edgy boy, and so she immediately falls for him. And he's being fostered by a friend of Zack and Trini's, so that friend invites them over to dinner. And that's like a little plot thread that's just dangling. Well, Andros, they find where the Astro Mega ship is. Okay, I'm trying to reconfigure the plot beats in my head. They find out where the Astro Mega ship is being held, and they agree to go free it with Andros, because it will allow him to do what he needs to do. And they go on a big old mission to do that. And Journey's upset about being left behind because, again, it's dangerous, and it's always dangerous. And doesn't that suck? And isn't it easy to write teenage characters?
No, it's not.
But they go, and there's a cute line where Zack's like, "Yo, so where can I get one of those space surfboards?" And Andros is like, "If we survive this, I'll let you ride mine." I don't
know if we're defeated. It's just like I'm tired.
A little bit.
Also, I need just like general like comics observation. What's with their fascination of making in space like prequel stuff now?
I don't know. I think this is a deviation on In Space based on what I'm going to get into in a minute. But Journey goes by themselves to the dinner, and just kind of says Zack and Trini had a thing. And then they're attacked by a bunch of people who are trying to unleash all the monsters they've captured. And they just narrowly miss Journey and the other character whose name I just can't remember. And Journey's like, Journey's really scared. She's like, "I don't know what to do." And the other guy is like, "Look, I've survived on my own. I can handle these guys, but I'm going to need your help. If you really want to be in these dangerous situations like your mom and dad do, you got to help me with this. It's time to grow up." It's one of those kind of things. And that's where we leave them off. But while they're storming this shipyard, Andros just abandons Jason and Yell in the middle of a corridor fight, and Jason's like, "I don't know where the fuck did he went. Do you guys in the Zord see him? What's going on?" And then we cut over to Andros opening Zane's cryo chamber. And Zane wakes up, and then while the other Rangers are getting their ass beat, Zane and Andros show up to help them. And the final panel, I think Zane's the Death Ranger.
Okay.
That character that was teased and everybody thought was non-binary for a half second. Because memes. I think that's what they're doing.
Okay.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. Based off
the
of...
Death Ranger?
Yeah. Zane is the Death Ranger, apparently. That's what they're hinting at.
I thought it was going to be Andros, TBH.
Also, Hell was talking about the Dominoes group.
Who?
What?
Hell Nightmare in the chat is talking about Domino. No, the game Dominoes.
What?
The game Dominoes.
Like where you the dice or the little card pieces.
With like these fucking things?
That's a dice, not a domino.
I don't understand what Dominoes has to do with this.
Hell was talking about fucking... Sup, guys, watching while playing dominoes, so won't react much. Y'all, they look so...
I didn't fucking read that! Jesus! Context matters, buddy!
I thought you had the context! The chat's right in front of you!
I'm trying to talk about Power Rangers, goddammit.
And I'm invested in Hell's domino story!
Well,
overall, was Power Rangers good?
Also, what was the Dino Fury thing you mentioned on Twit?
that was in the last issue of Mighty Morphin. I'll tell you about it off air.
Okay.
But this issue was all right. I didn't hate it, but it's just like some weird choices, and like I don't know. I guess now that I think about it, that same thing could kind of work into the fact that his powers were all fucked up when he first came out of the cryo chamber in the show. They might be building off of that in a different way. It's just an odd choice. I don't know. But yeah, I did like it.
Concerned that Fact doesn't know Domino's.
I know Domino's the game and Domino's the pizza. I don't know about Team Domino's.
You know about Domino, the Deadpool character?
I do know about that. I do know about Marvel Comics Domino. I also know about Domino, the Amphibia character. I know a lot of Domino stuff, actually. How about that?
Hey, do you know New Mutant stuff?
Yeah, I do. This issue was great.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think this arc was going to go on for so long. Like, I thought last issue was kind of wrapping things up and we'd be back in the real world at this point. But I'm not mad. Not mad. This is good.
Yeah. Ileana just basically accepting the trauma she's went through and
growing as a person. You'll love to see it, especially with your waifus.
Yeah. Also a nice touching moment with Colossus.
Mm-hmm. I assume they're going to be doing a lot of Colossus stuff going forward, or maybe that'll be in the main X book. I know, it's weird, because they set it up here, but now Ileana's going to be on the main X book.
But also, remember, Colossus is on the Quiet Council right now.
Mm.
But yeah, overall, it's good.
I love how little Ileana is like clinging on to Colossus, and she thinks her older self is scary. That's just a cute detail.
I love how Colossus is just like, all right, I'm in another dimension. I got two sisters. I'm just happy to help.
This is just another week for me. Whatever.
I don't remember what he's. I saw what the translated Russian was when he got swapped into the portal, but I don't.
Oh, I should have looked that up. That was a good moment. I meant to look that up, but I read this at like 11 at night and I was tired.
Yeah. But I like how Colossus didn't save the day. Ileana saved the day for herself, but Colossus was there as emotional support.
It's Ileana's story, but like, how are you going to do an Ileana story without having Colossus there? He's a major Ileana supporting character.
Yeah.
Also, he has a fucking name, Pietor.
Pietor. We know he has a name, but he's also Colossus.
Yeah, it's just funny that I'm going Ileana and Colossus. One of them is a person, the other one is an action figure.
Colossus is his mutant name. Come on, we know mutant culture by now. They recognize both of their names.
True. It's just like, it's the difference between going, oh yeah, I love Blackpool Combat Club. They've got Dean Ambrose and Bryan Danielson.
Or no, the way I see it, it's more of like, oh yeah, no, Simeon or Vac.
True.
But overall, good issue.
Great issue. I loved it.
Yeah. We both read Wolverine. No, Pietor is the Russian version of Peter. So it has no at the before the R. Pietor.
Yeah. People call him just Pete too. So.
Yeah.
But no, this Wolverine issue was great. This is surprisingly wholesome.
Surprisingly, but also heartbreaking.
Yeah, because like there's the stuff with Blind Al, there's the stuff with Danger, and there's fucking Wade's finally on Krakoa. We did it, everybody.
Yeah, but basically they're okay. We got to fight Danger. They go to where Danger is, and Danger goes like, "You left me. You abandoned me. Fuck y'all. I made a new family. They're all robots like me.
I made my own X-Men with blackjack and hookers.
So I'm gonna kill you because I think that I don't fuck you, you know." And she like eviscerates Wolverine and Deadpool, and then their viscera like combines together into a monster, and she goes like, "Oh, I fucked up. I fucked way up. I ain't fucking with this anymore. Nope. Bye. Leave.
Yeah.
Leave enough alone. You live your life, I live my life. We're good.
Yeah. And then Deadpool and Wolverine sort themselves out, and they're like, we're never doing that again, and we're never talking about that again. Agreed.
But there's also, like, a beautiful moment with Deadpool in the beginning of the issue where he basically goes, like, hey, I'm not gonna joke for a few minutes, even though we both know that my joking is a way to hide my massive amount of pain.
Right, they become weird Cronenberg.
Yeah, they Cronenberg. But basically, Deadpool goes, I'm gonna stop the jokes. I don't care if I get on Krakoa. I was mostly trying to get on Krakoa because I know Blind Owl is fucking terminal or something, and I need to help her. So, after this, can you just give her the Krakoa medicine? And Wolverine's like, yeah, no, of course. And Deadpool's like, alright, cool. Back to joking.
I love how every other Wolverine arc, somebody's just like, bro, can you just hook me up with some drugs, please?
Yeah. But, yeah.
Buster, I don't know about Boingo, but I have 2 comics left.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. But yeah, Deadpool's on Krakoa. And he's like, hey, can I help? And Wolverine's like, get in here.
And he's apparently going to be on X-Force again. So
yeah.
I guess I'll start reading X-Force again.
At least he'll backmouth and backtalk Beast in a funny way.
Oh, man. I want to see his interactions with Quire. I want to see him trying to poke fun at Quire and everybody being like, dude, he's cool now.
And Quire pokes back.
Yeah.
And they're just insufferable assholes doing a comedy routine with each other, and everyone's like, oh no.
They're just the R2 and C-3PO of the group.
Well, yeah. There is also another thing, Wolverine going through the whole line of, like, you can't look into the past, you gotta move into the future. And that's Deadpool's problem. He's focused on the past. And then he realizes, oh no, Deadpool wants to forge a new future. Let me give him a chance to forge a new future. Yeah. It's good. Wolverine, good.
Good-ass Wolverine.
Hold on. I'm gonna see how many books we have left.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 left. But some of them I can be kind of quick with.
Same.
So, Moon Knight. Issue number 13. He's really tackling the vampire problem again.
Okay.
And you don't know why at first, and he's, like, interrogating a couple vampires on a roof, and he's like, give me information, or else the sun's gonna kill you in a few minutes because you're sitting on a sundial. And they're like, no, we won't give you any information. And he's like, alright, fine, die. Whatever. I don't care, I'm Moon Knight, fuck you. All the while, there's this dude asking Taskmaster some questions. And the dude is called the Tutor. And apparently he's in control of all the vampire people. And he's going like, alright, Taskmaster, I have a problem with Moon Knight. And Taskmaster goes like, oh, okay, time out. You're fucking with Moon Knight? You, a vampire, is fucking with Moon Knight. Are you an idiot? Look, let me just tell you about Moon Knight. He's fucked up. He's crazy. He's fucked up crazy. He will kill you. There is no stopping him. The dude ran a helicopter into a building just to get at me. You do not fuck with Moon Knight. And he goes like, hey, Taskmaster, can I pay you to go after Moon Knight? And he goes like, no! I am never fucking with that man again. And it's just like, yeah, makes sense, Taskmaster. So he goes and finds Moon Knight and goes like, hey, Moon, I'm not here to fight. I'm just here to give you some information. Dude paid me some money. I answered some questions. You're probably going to be having to deal with a guy called the Tutor soon. Just wanted to let you know. And Moon Knight's like, alright, fuck you. Fuck off. And he's like, fair enough. And just leaves. I love that. Meanwhile, Soldier, who we thought died, didn't die. The vampire assistant for Moon Knight turned him into a vampire. So he's sticking around. And it's just like, yeah, it's just Moon Knight. It's good Moon Knight shit. Savage Avengers. This is going to be the issue that either turns a lot of people off or makes people go, what the fuck?
Okay.
So basically the whole team is running away from Deathlock. And they're trying to use this time technology to get back to their time and leave Conan in the past, because that's where he belongs. So they're trapping him in this thing, and they're doing this whole big plan, and they do a lot of it, but he runs away, and they go like, fuck. Because, they do their whole plan, and then a necromancer who's trying to kill Conan shows up and goes like, hey, I'm a wizard! I'm gonna fuck everything up! And so he does. And then Deathlock runs away, and they're going like, shit. We gotta find another way to get back to the present. And we didn't see Deathlock sitting by a pool as he's remembering his previous human life before he became a Deathlock. And basically it goes... The machine wants to weep, but he can't, but the previous person he was is screaming in agony as you see his reflection in a metaphorical sense of who he was. And the caption reads, Miles Morales screams in pain.
What the fuck?
The Deathlock that we've been following for the past couple issues is an alternate reality Miles Morales.
Oh, Jesus.
That sounds dumb.
I mean, they do that with Deathlock. It can be anybody. Anybody can become a Deathlock. It's just Miles this time. But it's not it's not like the main Miles. It's like a different Miles.
This is a Miles.
Yeah. But like I said, it's either it's a what the fuck and make people drop the book kind of moment. Hey, tell me about Wonder Woman.
Very torn on this last issue of this book, because on the one hand, like, it's not bad. This feels like it, but like, this really feels like a miniseries that would read way better in trade. I mean, like, it's already kind of set up to be that. It's outside continuity. It's doing a specific kind of character exploration thing. It's playing around with some weird Wonder Woman elements. But then the ending of it feels like it's a cliffhanger to set up another miniseries. Because, like, this whole issue, she's fighting Silver Swan, who's been upgraded with these nanites by this billionaire asshole. And she looks like Wonder Woman, and the billionaire asshole is like, this is the next step of human evolution. I just needed your DNA to be the final catalyst. And then she beats her, she beats up the billionaire guy, and then she fixes Silver Swan. And then Superman shows up and goes, oh, hey, we found out you were missing and we came to help. Sorry we got here late. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. I just need some air. Okay, well, hurry up because we got to go do a thing. Okay. And then the last panel is like, the nanites are in Wonder Woman's blood now. So I'm like, what?
Is this out of continuity? Because it's not Black Label.
It's not Black Label, but also, like, all the other Wonder Woman stuff going on right now is completely ignoring it. So I feel like it has to be outside of continuity.
I don't know.
Or maybe, like, this is one of those minis that, like, yeah, it took 8 months to finish, but as soon as it's done, continuity is going to change to react to it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they're planning sequels that are like in that continuity.
That's what I'm thinking. Is like Stephanie Phillips is trying to get a sequel out of this, but I don't feel like this was good enough to warrant a sequel. Like, it's not bad. It's just it's an okay Wonder Woman story that isn't really bogged down by a ton of continuity. All you got to do is kind of know who Silver Swan is, and even then, the book explains that to you.
I will say that new suit looks bad.
Yeah, she's not wearing it for most of the story. It's more like she's in a virtual reality for a lot of the book, and that's the suit she has in the virtual reality. But she's wearing more of a traditional Wonder Woman costume in the real world. Yeah, I'm very lukewarm on this book now that it's over. Like, I don't regret reading it, but I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to remember this in a couple of years. You know, it's one of those.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey,
you read Captain Carter.
I did, and this is also one of those. Because it's very much we're in our own continuity, we're doing our own kind of thing, and it just kind of feels like traditional Captain America coming to the future conspiracy story. You know what it is? This is what if we did Captain America the Winter Soldier style story, but with the Peggy Carter from the What If episode. That's what this whole series has really been. Because it's just a whole lot of talking about trying to figure out what exactly is going on with the British government and why they're working with Hydra or some kind of evil organization. There's even like a moment where somebody kills themselves because they don't want to reveal information, like in Winter Soldier. I'm trying to there's a big reveal at the end of this that it's not exactly Hydra. The Prime Minister is a vampire. I have no idea where this book is going anymore.
Okay.
Also, Peggy's been arrested, and the rest of her friends are kind of in hiding.
All right.
I don't know. There's a lot of shit this week, man, and I don't particularly remember this.
I read Spider-Punk.
Was this one of those?
Yeah. It's fun. They're road tripping. They get to Philadelphia. Car breaks down. They run into this universe Daredevil, who is a Latina woman, who is blind but has the hearing stuff. And she's like, "Yo, I'll help you get shit, but can you help me out? I gotta fight Kingpin." And Kamala and Spider-Punk are like, "Yeah, sure, we'll go help fight Kingpin."
I forgot Kamala was in this.
Yeah, Kamala's in here. And, like, everyone's, like, super classic, like, denim vest, leather vest, punk rocker kind of thing. And Kamala's just there, like, in, like, a fucking hoodie. And, like, that's it. She's not, like, super punked out. It's just like, oh, you're here.
By the way, did you hear that, I'm not going to try and pronounce her name and embarrass myself, but the actress for Ms.Marvel, she recently did an interview where she said once she gets enough clout, she wants to get a movie made that's an adaptation of Grant Morrison's Bitch Planet.
Hell yeah. But basically, they go fight Kingpin, they save the day, they go on their road trip. It was just an introduction to this version of Daredevil. It's fun. It's fun. Also, Norman Osborn.
Does she has drumsticks instead of billy clubs? That's neat.
She's a drummer.
That's neat.
And there's a cute, like, little, like, punk rock kind of vibe thing, because, like, oftentimes in punk scenes, everyone's in everyone else's bands. So, like, they make a little band, and they're the Daredevils, and it's cute.
Nice.
Which is, like, it's Hobby, Daredevil, and Kamala. They're, like, their own little band now. They're their own band. But also Norman Osborn, who was killed in the one shot that introduced him, is still alive, but he's Venom. He's working with
that adrenaline momentum.
He's working with the Misfit Taskmaster.
What instrument does Kamala play?
What? I don't know.
Was it good?
It was good. It's good. Good solid punk.
Okay.
Is that the last book?
Did we do it? Did we do the comics?
We did the comics! Dear God, we've done the comics.
Oh my God.
There
was so much week. There was so much week to week this week, and next week we have SDCC.
Hey, at least we don't have to watch a fucking show.
Yeah. Are we going to watch Avengers next week, or do we want to just let SDCC be its own show?
Let's just let SDCC be its own thing, god damn it.
Okay. And then She-Hulk's not out till mid-August, so I guess we'll do some Avengers after that.
Hey, tell the people where they can find you.
Hey everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos about things. Sometimes they're re-releases of my old videos, but new and improved. Like my new video that's dropping this Thursday, Power Rangers Megaforce Sucks. The complete selection modification is all Buster's fault. So go over to my channel and subscribe to watch that. It'll be out and it'll be good. I hope. I don't know. Some of that material's aged poorly in my opinion, but maybe not in your opinion. We shall see.
Hey Buster,
also follow me on Twitter at the Vacuuminator.
Yeah. Hey Buster, you're still here. Do you wanna pimp yourself out?
Get me to 1K subs or I kill Vac. Like joke. That's all I got.
Actually, yes, please.
All right, that's it. All right,
that's it. Just get me to 1K subs or the Vac goes.
Please don't get them to 1K subs.
I'm Boingo Rider. I want to watch Twitch streams, twitch.tv/BoingoRider. It's hot in here. That's why I'm miserable right now. I'm wearing fluffy ass pajama pants. It is hot, and my fan is going. Ugh.
This seems like a poor plan.
It is in Florida in the summer. Yeah. Do you want it? Social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Boingo_Rider at all those places. Search Boingo Rider for YouTube. Things might be happening soon. Fuck you, Kelvin. You're welcome for the podcast.
Kelvin? You've been coming out of nowhere in the last second.
No, I'm not. I'm a goofy-ass looking motherfucker. This has been No Price Podcast. Podcast where we talk Marvel movies, comic books, merchandise, and more. Fuck me.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes. We have other
podcasts. Media on Twitter.
We have other podcasts, including this one. We have Components where we goof around and fuck around. We have Twit. You want to tell the people about Twit, Vac and Buster?
Right on time, go Decker. I don't know the other lyrics. Buster, do you know the other lyrics?
I do, but I refuse to say them.
Oh, fuck you.
It's a Tokusatsu podcast. We also have No More Games, which is not happening this week.
Or any week. It's not happening.
Oh no, you're canceling it?
It needs to go under some retooling.
Fair
Buster's
enough.
canceling their own podcast on Twitter.com.
Yeah. Never thought I would cancel myself before anyone.
Slap that bell. Slap the bell.
What is happening?
I don't know. I'm loopy, and that's never a good thing.
I want a sandwich, and I gotta watch Super Sentai before bed.
Alright, I gotta fucking cool the fuck down and all that stuff, so hope you enjoyed the comics books. Bye! Oh, wait a second, hold on. Vac, do you have anything else you need to say?